All right, welcome to another video from the Chart Readers. Hey, if you have not already, please check out the website chartreaders.com. I do have all my old videos in a nicer format. And then if you scroll to the bottom, there is a free weekly email you can sign up for. All you need is an email address, no name, no credit card, no silly stuff like that. On today's video, I'm actually going to do a new sector. I want to try this one out. I'm going to call this banking and lending. So a few established names, but really more up and coming names, I would say, on this sector. So look, I think some of these have a shot at maybe one day becoming some bigger players. That said, just remember, it takes a lot to establish yourself, especially when you're talking about money, right? So whether it's a mortgage company, we have a couple of those here, whether it's some, banking or investment company, kind of like SOFI, just keep that in mind, right? That said, let's take a look. I'll do a quick analysis just before we go into the short term. So let's start from August. That's not bad, actually. So it looks like in August, there was this real big cluster point where it really just spiked up, right? From there, it unfortunately did lose the 8 pretty hard. There was a moment of maybe trying to recover, but again, it's pretty much been trading under the 8 for a really long time. Really sad to see. Again, I know a lot of people had a lot of hope in SoFi. I live in LA, so we have the SoFi Stadium not that far from my house, right? So it's a name I do see often. But again, I care about the stock price, right? I will make some lines on the weekly chart. I think we'll just kind of take one more second on the daily. So again, just taking a little bit more short term. Again, nothing but trading well under the 8. Looks like there's been an attempt, at least not that long ago, to break it. But the 20 does seem to be the new harder support with this cluster up here, right? So keep that in mind. These lower indicators do look good. That RSI looks nice. The MACD actually looks nice. It's in the negative though, but I do like green over red, and both kind of sloping up. That said, most of the work is up here, and there's just a lot of, I think, negativity. Maybe this thing might run from here to about the 20. It's 530. So what is that? 50 cents. No, well, that's about 5%, give or take. 5% is not too bad, but there might be a 5% push here. But let's draw some lines and then see what it looks like. So I'm going to use this guy right here. I'm going to use the bottom of that one. I'm going to use this right here, the connection. Oh, nice. That was perfect, actually. All right. I like that, actually, because it basically hits these two. It pretty much hits that. Actually, it's the bottom. I'm good with that. It's the bottom of that. That's actually a good line right there. Cool. And then I think I'll use this one. I almost used these two right here. If they were a little closer, maybe I would have, but I think these are 3 good lines on the weekly. Let's see if the daily has anything. So on this, I'm for sure going to draw one right here, right? Because again, if we lose this, that would be really bad. And look at that. The line that we just drew was pretty much right. Look, if you watch these videos, I don't practice these before I make them. I'm not like rehearsing this to like make me sound better, right? These are, I think the natural view is actually really good for you guys learning because you kind of see me think on the fly, right? I do want to put one more line. I'm going to use this right here, actually. I think that splits up these two pretty well. Looks like it almost hits right there too, but more than anything, I'm going to take that. So I think this is a pretty good 3-step up, come down. Again, and I even said it before we drew this line, right? These 2 lines, the 100 and the 50, are going to be a natural cluster. Definitely this is just going to kind of emphasize that, right? But more than likely, if this means anything, I think it might just be this 5% run up here, but I'm not too sure we're breaking this. Again, this isn't one that I look at too often. What did the week? Okay, so the weekly actually doesn't look that good either, right? I kind of skipped it. I just really used it for the lines. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks under the 8, 2 full months and then some, right? So actually opposite RSI, this one's going down versus up, right? So the weekly is not screaming good things yet. So by no means would I assume anything more than just that 5% jump on SoFi here. Be careful here is really what I would say. BAC, Bank of America. Oh man, that's real ugly. Again, I haven't seen these, right? Again, this has that same little peak RSI, but I've always said 80% of the work is up here. This is the last 20, right? And look at this right here. So if you've watched my other videos, I've talked about clusters so many times. I have 5 moving averages, okay? There is 1, 2, there are 4 lines right here in this cluster. That's well over 80% of them, right? What tends to happen is you dance in these clusters. You just kind of go up and down until you either break up or, unfortunately for Bank of America, it broke down, right? It is what it is, right? And I promise you, if you watch these videos more often, this will become like second nature to you, right? And I always stress, I hate buying in this. Wait to see if it goes up, right? Or wait to see if it goes down if you want to play that game. But wait for the move before you buy in, because again, this is a monster up day, and it did better than this day, and it closed over than, like, there are a number of reasons why someone could have bought right here, right? And clearly that would have been really bad. So wait for confirmation, right? All that said, again, just under the 8, looks like there was a chance. Again, the 20 and this 2 cluster right here. So in the same sector, a very similar setup on the chart, right? Which I like, right? That's really important for me. I'm actually not going to jump to the weekly. There's a pretty good gap here that I can just make some lines that I'd feel really comfortable with. I'll use this guy. And then, man, like, are we... I actually have to zoom out to see where the low is. Oh man, I have to put one here just to not forget about this bad boy. Yeah, and we lost that guy. So, okay, interesting. I actually am going to go into the weekly to just zoom out and get one more line under, because, yeah, this seems like it might actually be going down a little bit. I'm going to put one right there. And then we'll put one more right there, because yeah, it looked like it was going to hit those 2. Okay, oh man, that's not too far from where we're sitting. Okay, so look, it in all likelihood, and again, we're on the weekly, really ugly RSI, not a good MACD. I can see this definitely dropping near the 27 range, and look, we're at 30, so that's a 10% drop right there, right? So be careful. I for sure don't like that we're already under this immediate kind of U, right? Or N. U's upside down, sorry. But yeah, Bank of America not looking too healthy at all. WFC, Wells Fargo and Company. A different set of moving averages, that's for sure. So I've been kind of doing the review since August. So in August, we were going up. This didn't have as steep as because it looked like all the rest of those that we just saw had more of a 45-degree angle as it lost the 8, right? This one definitely tried to regain it one more time, but then really ultimately still made the 45-degree at the end, right? Which is kind of funny. That said, again, look, it seems like the same end pattern is happening, right? We went up, now it looks like we're coming down. I would assume if I zoom out on the weekly, we will be seeing about a 10% drop on the low side. Let me just make a couple lines here, and then I will zoom out for the weekly to get a couple more. I think that's a real good 1, 2, 3, actually. And then, oh man, let's do one right there. Is there anything lower than that? Yeah, of course there is. Okay. And then we'll do one, I think, right there. Excuse me, a little hiccup right there. So yeah, again, look, this is actually a little bit more than 10%, right? But sitting at 40, coming down at 34, that's the $6 drop, right? That's more than 10%. So that's actually 15%. So be careful there. Be real careful there, right? Again, ugly RSI, not a great MACD. Weekly is not looking good. Pretty much the same setup as we saw with Bank of America and really with SOFI. Coming to Rocket, now we're kind of moving into the lenders here. Oh man, Rocket, what happened? So look, I'm going to go back a little bit, but this was a really nice run, right? Someone from pretty much June till, let's call it August 15th, made a decent jump here, actually a little bit more than a 50% run. Okay, so keep that in mind, right? Obviously, we gave up almost all of it in the upcoming weeks, but there was definitely a good run and some good money to be made that I really hope you guys banked, right? That said, look, going all the way up the 8, pretty much coming exactly to the 200, and then working our way down the 8 with that same 45-degree line that we've really saw on the last ones, right? Once again, look, the exact same thing. We have the 20 that's become our new kind of wall down here, and then another cluster of the 150. I love seeing similarities across sectors, right? That is why I do these sector reviews. One, to see who the best one is in the group, right? If I had an infinite amount of money, I wouldn't care and I just buy everything, right? If I've only got a certain amount, I'm gonna look at all 6 of these and pick the best 1 or 2, right? That's a good strategy for your money. That said, again, it's really, really important for me that they're all pretty much saying the same thing, because if something is odd, if there's an anomaly that shouldn't be there, that could be an early sign of up or down. Oh man, Rocket, you're about to go to all-time lows. Shit, that sucks. Really ugly RSI, and the RSI has been lower. It's been all the way down here, right? Looking over here. So it's been in the 17 range. There's plenty of room for this to fall. Be careful with Rocket, okay? One more time, be careful with Rocket. This is the only one that's sitting down in this realm. LDI, Loan Depot. Ooh, look at Loan Depot. Loan Depot was the only one that broke the 20. It still has this cluster up here, but it's actually not that bad. Interesting. Look at Loan Depot. If it could get over 143, there's a good chance that we're running to the 50 actually, because it looks like that's roughly where this line will, yeah, exactly, right? Again, when you do this long enough, you can kind of guess where the horizontal is going to sit. This is, look at that RSI, look at that MACD. Loan Depot is our outlier. Again, wait for confirmation. If you did not buy in this, wait until we break 143 and ride that to 116. That's a 20%er, it looks like, right? Maybe a little closer to 10, but yeah, that's a good percent right there. So Loan Depot was our single outlier. And again, if we break the 50, we'll come to the 100. And I like that these are a little more gapped, right? It's not as tight a cluster as we've really seen across all of them. So nice, Loan Depot, good for you. All right. I'll be honest with you. I actually, I have used Loan Depot. They were a good company and they gave me a good rate. So yeah, I actually, I enjoyed the process with them. The weekly doesn't look good, so keep that in mind. And what's this at? It's basically 150. So 150 might be a little bit harder of a wall that we don't really see here. Actually, it looks like it's pretty much on that. So it's this candle right here. I didn't make a line on it. I went up there. But yeah, keep 150 in mind. I'm just going to draw it. I will actually. I'm going to use this one, though. Okay. Yeah, it's still 150. Okay, cool. Again, this one looks like the best one out of all of them so far. Maybe it's an indicator that the rest will turn. But if you were to look at one in the morning, Loan Depot is going to be the one, especially since now we see what Lending Club looks like. So again, Lending Club did that same kind of climb, right? Same 45-degree fall, same struggle to break the 20, same cluster up here. I love that. I love seeing the consistency across the sectors. If you've seen my video, you've heard me say that 1,000 times, right? I'm going to make a few immediate lines. Use that one down there for sure. Boom, cool. And then, yeah, let's just do one more. I'll use the bottom of this guy. Cool. Okay, so that's actually a pretty nice step up and one down. Is this near all-time lows? It's not. We've been a lot lower. Jeez. Lending Club. Again, I know this one has had the Kathy Woods moment, or I think that's her name. There's a little bit of meme love in this one. I like this actually. I think that's, and you know what? I'll use one more. I'll put one more line in between these two. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. But yeah, Lending Club. This looks like it might drop again, and actually, this might drop a little bit hard. So be careful here. What did the LDI weekly look like? Did I? Oh, it's all-time lows if it doesn't run. So again, look, this is a really important. I'm going to come back to this. We'll end it here. If this rejects, this can definitely fall into all-time lows. You cannot lose 130. That said, this really is the only one that's setting up to maybe be good tomorrow. So I'd watch this in the morning, but again, if you're not in, wait for a break of 143. Hey, I really hope you're learning. I can't believe the amount of hours and people that have subscribed to this, and I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great one.